you know what, guys? I think we should just go live now. So, folks, how's everyone doing? It's actually been quite a long time since we've actually done a stream on the channel like this. But yeah, we got some big news here, ladies and gents, and it's actually come at a really good time, actually, you know, so it's nice to see that this is actually and finally happening. What I'm going to say, we are going to look into it. Just got it right by here. I just got to get a few things up ready because, like I say, I haven't done a stream like this in a while. So we're going to try and find things. Vanessa, Sunshine, how are we? There we go, allow that by there. It's not that one. Whoa. Alright, just a bit. I'm in the background, I think. Oh, it's a bit loud. I turn that one down there. And I up that one there for you folks. There we go. So, guys, yes! It's been a while since we have done a stream like this, so I do apologize for that little just freezing. I had to get something done. But yes, so I do think that we'll give it a minute. We'll see how everyone is. How's everyone doing? How's everyone? Has everyone had a nice couple of months? Like I say, it's been a while. You know, so True North. Oh, well, funny enough, like say about you had to go and get a snack. I was literally eating my dinner, and someone sent me the Byland Times' new article, and I was like, oh my god. And obviously, this is the article. Dan Wootton is finally being investigated by the Metropolitan Police. Finally, you know, this is what we've been going for since, I don't know. You know, I'll turn the music down because it seems to be a little bit too much horror-y for some reason. But yeah, so we have gone on so long waiting for something like this to happen, and it's about time, you know? But it's just nuts, you know? Like say, I was literally having my dinner, this popped up, and I was like, oh my god, what is happening? And why is it in slow mode? We'll turn it off slow mode. There we go. Chat away, guys. But yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? You know, it's like, this is what we've been fighting for, you know? I feel kind of like oh my god, like, you know, like a kid at Christmas. And it's kind of sad to say that, but I think it's because we've fought for this for so long. We've been talking about this guy and doing videos and our own little, you know, looks into things and everything else on this guy for the better part ourselves of like 3 years, you know? I had a live stream in 2020 on this channel with Stevie, Les, Soups, and Linda and everyone, and we were talking about this dude. And we were talking about exactly what this type of guy is. But as we got by here, Martin Mia, the situation had really made me start to question humanity. It really was depressing. It was, you know, but the last 3 months of the Byland Times doing this, it's just like, why isn't anyone looking into him? Why isn't anyone reporting on him? You literally had the mainstream media do one, oh yes, we're going to do one article on him, and it was in the Guardian, because they were doing their own little investigation as well. And it's just like, yeah, this is it. But this is what we got, guys. So I think we're going to go and we're going to have a little read of this article. So, police investigating Dan Wootton over the allegations of the 10-year catfishing campaign following the Byland Times special investigation. Scotland Yard has announced that a man in his 40s is under a formal investigation. It comes 3 months after the Byland Times handed a dossier of evidence about the GB News star Dan Wootton to detectives. True, yeah, exactly. You know, with this, it's, like I say, a lot of people came to know who this guy was because of the Johnny Depp situation. if you live in the UK, you know who this guy is way before the Johnny Depp situation. But this guy, he tried getting him fired. He's like, oh, well, I tried going to J.K. Rowling and all this kind of stuff. He supported Amber, and it's just like, mate, you've kind of shit the bed now. But he has burnt all his bridges, and with this, it's just so good to see, you know? But as we go down into the actual article, let's have a little look-see. GB News scandal hit star presenter Dan Wootton is tonight at the centre of a Metropolitan Police probe after the 3-year investigation by the Violent Times. It can be exclusively revealed. Detectives from the complex investigation team of the force's Central Specialist Crime Division are looking into serious allegations relating to the obtaining of explicit images by deception and blackmail. And this is what we got by here. A Metropolitan Police spokesperson told this newspaper, in June of 2023, the Metropolitan Police was contacted with regards to allegations of this offence committed by a man aged in his 40s. Why am I so happy? Why am I so happy over this? Again, it's going back to like the Johnny Depp stuff with when in court, you know, we were just all so happy that something has finally happened. But we have gone to have a look at something after as well, which the Violent Times put out an article about 2 hours ago, which another one is just like, oh my God. So, officers have assessed all information available to establish whether any criminal offence has taken place. We can confirm that an investigation has now commenced into these allegations. So, the alienated, yeah, it is. It is. It's like, finally. But look, yesterday, the video I put out yesterday where GB News people, the ones who were inside the business and in the building, they were like, yeah, he's left. But I want to show you something right by here. So when they said all of this by here, officers assessed all information available to establish whether any criminal offence took place. We can confirm that investigations now commenced. They're basically saying there, yes, this guy, he actually did criminal acts. Which I think is so good. It's so happy. Oh, true enough, you know what it is. Yeah, Johnny, he is. He's finally getting what he deserves. It is. Cassie, hello, anyone else running about like Captain Jack right now? You know what, saying that, because where my this room is, it's the side of the house. And I was in the kitchen, and I got to go through 1, 2... I got to go through 4 doors to get into the dining room. And I was there like, oh my God. I literally left my dinner. I was like, I got to go live, because this is just something that we need to do. You know, this is something that we need to put out there and be like, this is it. This is just great, you know, because it is. Because this guy has caused so much harm to a lot of people, you know, and it's, yes, what he's done by here, but we also need to remember that Dan Wootton is one of the reasons why Caroline Flack is no longer here. That guy hounded the shit out of her. And when he was at court saying, no, I loved her, she was like a friend. Go fuck yourself, you know? It's like, mate, you did not love her. What we got from you? Jane, funny you should say that right by there. Has anyone heard from him yet, or is he burying his head in the sand? So, obviously, yesterday, GB News put out the article saying that he was fired from GB News. And, sorry, the Violent Times had the article. And I had some people like, well, it's not on the mainstream news. The mainstream news has not covered any of this. Personally, I think they're all too scared to. But now the police are looking into it, which is just great. And I really do think that he literally is hiding away now. I really do think that as well. But detectives will continue to liaise with the complainant to establish the circumstances. There has been no arrest and inquiries continue. So that's good. Violent Times, they gave the 28-page dossier of evidence to the police on the 20th of June. And this is when we saw quite a few things happening, you know? And I'm so Snoopy dancing as Johnny. It is. It's so good. You know, it's just like, this is exactly what needed to happen, you know? But 12th of July, Criminal claims started to emerge on social media, with posts rapidly attracting more than 18 million views. That was actually the guy, Alex, who used to be his ex-partner. And, you know, he came out and said, all this is happening. Then the Barbarian Times came out with their articles. And it's like, you got one guy by here now who's doing this. How can you say, like, oh, he's just lying. He's just a jilted ex trying to get back at me. It's like, mate, no one knew these names. Then all of a sudden you've got the Barbarian Times, you've got the Guardian, and a few other places saying, yeah, I've heard of this name. This person supposedly has done these horrible things. So when he started attacking that guy, and on his show as well, when he started attacking the Barbarian Times, I was like, this is true. It just has to be true, you know? Sound surgeon, at the expense of Danny Boy. Boom Jack out like a camera serving. It is. It's so good to see that this is finally happening. It is. He is. It's. Oh, I gotta try and find it. So on Twitter, someone actually put out a clip of what Dan Wootton are like. So, and it was so good. And it was actually someone from the Rhondda, which is down by me, my area. And I just can't find it. Where is it? Come on. Come on. Oh, here we go. Right, so. This by here. I'm going to turn the volume up fully for you folks. This guy is absolutely amazing. Just listen to this.
Look, you're a nutcase. You're a complete and utter nutcase, Chris, and you're dangerous as well. Chris.
You're a nutcase. You're a nut. Let's listen to it again, shall we?
Look, you're a nutcase. You're a complete and utter nutcase, Chris, and you're dangerous as well. Chris. Look, you're a nutcase. You're a complete and utter nutcase, Chris, and you're dangerous as well. Chris. Look, you're a nutcase. You're a complete and utter nutcase, Chris, and you're dangerous as well. Chris.
You know what? We should have that just like for DJ decks, innit? How funny would that be? But yeah, it's, you know, it's all by here. And it's absolutely great to see. And again, so I've put, this is just my homepage on Twitter. And everything's just about him. Literally, obviously got a few things here like, oh my God, what the hell's going on there? Modern Warfare, Evil Dead, got a little bit of Evil Dead. But yeah, it's just Dan Wootton. You know, we got that Metropolitan Police has confirmed that Dan Wootton is now being investigated. It's just so good. I am so happy that this is happening, you know? But yeah, see, we should get that there and just have it as a DJ set, you know? You're a nutcase, you're a nutcase. Waka waka, you know? It'd be so funny. But anyway, yeah, going back to the article, which is why we're here. It is understood that detectives are currently focused on allegations that Wootton staged a 10-year-long campaign to catfish men using the online aliases of Martin Branning to persuade them to film sexual content, which was then, in at least one case, allegedly used for blackmail. You know what? That part there, that's the part that really annoys me, is literally, you know, he's doing all of this, but he did that just to further his own career. You know, it's like he's just sick in the head. It's like, mate, what you are doing is just, again, where's he learnt all this from? And to be honest with you, it's more than likely working for the News of the World. That's where I personally think this came from. And over the last couple of days, it was kind of funny because you had the Real Laura B and everyone, they're all saying like, there's going to be so much more coming out, I think. And I was like, guarantee it, 1000%, we will see a lot more. And obviously, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's going to be so much more coming out now, it's going to be insane. It says by there as well, obviously, it follows the announcement of separate investigations by former employees News UK, who is The Sun, and DMG Media, the Mail Online. Obviously, the Mail Online, as it says by there, they sacked him last Thursday, where he was getting 250 grand a year for writing 2 articles a week. 2 articles a week, and he got paid £250,000. Yes, Deepak, yes, Scotland Yard, yes, going up there. Moon, hello. I want to go through chat because there's so many people I haven't spoken to in such a long time. Just call me hen. Hello, Carol. We got Glitter Fox. We got Nikki Jane. We got Jane. Oh, yeah, I've got so many. Jay Brimble, hello, D Parks. It's just so good to see. But Moonshade, you are right. Is funny how mainstream media is still not saying it is. That's the one thing that is annoying me the most at this very moment, is that no mainstream media is currently covering this. To me, that's just like, you've allowed this to happen then. That's why I think they're not doing anything. Glitter Fox, isn't Dan's dad in the publishing world? I think he is. Because, again, because I think that's how he got his start going when he was in New Zealand. Nikki Jane, Wootton was totally into bugging calls. Yes, he was. No, waka waka waka. Oh, it is Fozzie Bear, it is. But yeah, he did all the, the bugging and all that kind of stuff, the News of the World, then at the Sun. Oh, it's just, Laura, be low. I'm driving. Oh, be careful. Be very careful. You know what? I say we're driving. I got an electric car at the start of this year, and I plugged my phone into the dash. I can ask Siri any questions when I'm driving. No, don't answer, no. But yeah, there's so many things going on, and £250,000 a year for writing 104 articles. That's not bad, is it? But obviously they sacked him because of the Lawrence Fox incident, which, again, that irked me so much, but I could see why. That they would get rid of him because of that. Obviously, everything that is in the past, it was allegations. And it's like, right, okay then. This is going on. Yeah, but we can't actually sack him or fire him because he hasn't done anything on our network. Which is like, okay, understandable. But then it's like, well, there's all this evidence. You've got all these people saying it as well. They've given evidence, text messages, bank details, emails, the lot. And you're saying you're still not getting rid of him. But the CEO, Angelus, whatever his name is for GB News, in yesterday's video, he said, yes, he's actually admitted to being Martin Branning. And there's a few things that he said, it was sordid, but we're against cancel culture here. Well, Angelus, we're going to take a little look about you in a moment, my friend. Oh, just come here, hello, well, I think she did. As soon as I said it, just popped up. Sasha, I think the minute every newspaper and all media started reporting constantly on Brand as a result, Dan was over. Media silence for him is finally being called out. It is. It's so good, and I'm so happy. Sound Surgeon, yeah, 250k for writing 104 articles. But obviously as well, the questions about Wootton, who was suspended by GB News after the misogyny, 2.5 months after this newspaper started publishing, have been raised by the House of Commons Culture, Media and Sport Committee, which I do not like. I don't like the people who are there. And it says that GB News Chief Executive, this dude, they are confirmed to the committee that they're monitoring events as Wootton remains off air. But obviously, yesterday, we had on the main page, that one there, GB News axes down Wootton after Foxstorm, which I just think is just like, yes, it's just so good to see. But there was actually another article we're going to have a quick look at now. So I think it was in the Media 2, sorry. Well, where is it? Oh, was that there? No, on that one, not that one. Editorial, we've got Brand there. Dan Wootton. Right, give me a moment, folks. I'm just going to have a quick look to see where this one is. Because obviously, everything is going over now. It's just like, holy hell. Where is it? Right, here we go. Boom. This is one which I think is a little bit another scary one. So this is an article that they put out earlier today. Literally, it was like 2 hours before the police one. Be in the pod. Yeah, it is. Astrid, hello. Like I say, people are coming in. It's just great to see you all here as well. Like I say, because we haven't been live for a long time, like this anyway. But yeah, as you can see by here, 5 GB News men accused of sexual impropriety as channel engulfed by the Wootton Fox misogyny storm. And with this as well, this is what I don't like about all of this now, is at the Boiling Times, they are revealing the personal histories of 5 employees including the CEO, who has enjoyed the protection of non-disclosure agreements over sexual harassment claims. This is what I don't like. It's like, right, okay, then no, you're going to have to sign an NDA even though I've done these things against you. It's like, no, come on. This shouldn't be going on. Sasha, male can sack him just because of allegations. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Obviously, this has happened and that's why they've done it. It's absolutely crazy. Andrew, right, with that by there, the extorting 35k from his gullibles. You know, with that one there, I found out, because I've looked into that website as well, he gets to keep the money. I'm like, how can he keep the money? You know, it's absolutely nuts. Alan Nader, thank you for the super chat, mate. Johnny D puts on Rob Zombie, you never gonna stop me. Yeah. While looking at Dan Wootton. Damn right. Damn right. But it is, you know, there's so many things going on, and obviously with this by here, it's just absolutely insane to see, you know? So we got this by here, and this article, as you can see, is quite extensive. And it's just crazy to see that no one is covering it, which is just, it just irks me, you know? It upsets me, I think, because all of us together, we've been on this journey for at least 3 and a bit years together, you know? Doing all of this, looking at everything, but then these people are like, yeah, we're not going to cover that, but you know what we are going to cover? Something stupid that doesn't really matter, like this over here. Like AH is using crutches and all this bullshit, you know? But obviously with this by here, GB News is employing at least 5 men who have faced past allegations of sexual impropriety, including one accused, oh my God. One accused of doing this to a colleague and 2 others of this, the Byland Times can reveal in the wake of the broadcaster's misogyny storm. 3 of the men lost previous roles in other media companies following the serious allegations, while the now suspended GB News presenter Wootton advocated at a misconduct hearing for a 4th accused of persistent sexual harassment. So he was even involved in these people getting done. The 5th is the network's chief executive, the Angelus dude. Oh. Give me a moment, folks. I just got my father sending me a message. Oh, I forgot now. Sorry, right, there we go, right. Yeah, so 3 of the men, they lost their jobs. Dan Wootton advocated in misconduct hearing. Oh, Dad, leave me alone. And so the 5th is the network's chief executive, Angelus, who was named in a sexual harassment complaint last year that saw a female staffer leave GB News with a 5-figure settlement after having signed a non-disclosure agreement. None of those involved has ever been charged by the police, and it is not clear whether GB News asked the 3 who had lost previous jobs about the circumstances of the departures when they were being recruited. You would really ask, wouldn't you? You'd be like, well, why'd you leave your last job? Oh, I was doing some horrible things to people. They're not going to say it, are they? Oh. And the deadliest catfish. Oh. You know what, Moonshade? It is. Like say, going with all of this, Johnny Depp was cancelled literally because of an accusation. Literally. And then he showed everyone, he goes, no, I didn't do any of this. I got the proof. And I just saw a I'm not a fan of Schofield, but I'd like him to spill the beans about that. Well, that's another thing, you know, with Philip Schofield and Hugh Edwards here in the UK. These people, they've been shown to be doing or asking for whatever. Well, Hugh Edwards was explicit photos, paying for photos. But the thing is, though, no law was broken. Is it icky and a bit gross? Yes. Philip Schofield having a relationship with someone who's younger than him. Legal, apart from obviously the part where the allegations are, like supposedly when he first met him and all this kind of stuff. Yes, gross, Schofield, get away. But none of them did what Wootton did, you know? Nikki Jane, don't worry. Do not worry about misspelling. We're all here. We're all here for it. We all like being here. But, yeah, Nikki, yeah. Ambi Pants had a fall while training for the New York Marathon. Yeah. She ain't gonna do that, though, innit? Lorraine, hello. It's been a while since we've actually done a live here, so it's been nice just, just chatting with you guys as well. It's nice. We haven't done this for a while. But obviously, it comes as a network. We're going to go back to this. Don't know why. It just got so many things open here. I'm like, what's going on? Right. It comes as the news network continues to consider the future of Wootton following his misogynistic broadcast with actor and activist Fox last Tuesday, which occurred just a week after Wootton was left to lead primetime coverage of the brand affair, despite himself being at the centre of allegations of blackmail and serial sexual catfishing by this newspaper following the 3-year special investigation. That's another... Yeah, there we go. See, we have covered this before this part of the thing. My glasses just keep falling off my notes. So it does say about... go back up, sorry. About Wootton is... he's never denied using or being connected to the false online identities of Maria Joseph Martin Branning, although he denies criminality. But obviously now with Scotland Yard actually doing the criminal investigation on the informal one, as they're saying, they're like, yes, criminal activity has happened. That's what they're doing. True North, it's not going to affect anything with the UK outcome, because that's done. Gone. He would literally have to sue the Sun again. That's the only way anything can happen, and it's not going to happen, sadly. Andrew, it is that all these things that are all coming to light now. It is. They've all had decades to actually do what they want. And then they're like, oh, you know what? We're going to do this, It's... So, obviously it says about as well that GB News on Thursday, along with Fox and Calvin Robinson, who on Friday credited Wootton as being significant to the building of the broadcaster. To be honest with you, he was like the only biggish person that they did hire at the time. But they go on by here that today the Byland Times continues to examine further allegations of sexism, along with harassment and racism at the self-styled free speech channel. Isn't that funny? The self-styled free speech channel, but they've allowed all of sexism, racism, and harassment to happen there. And say they can reveal how it employs at least 5 men who have faced past allegations of sexual harassment and everything else. This is crazy. GB News declined to go on the record, obviously so, but it's understood that the channel views itself as an equal opportunities employer with workplace rules and codes, and as a procedure in which claims of wrongdoing are investigated and acted upon. Now, this is the serious one, obviously. It's all serious, it's just seeing this here. Just seeing that, it's... I don't even like saying the word, There's words when you don't, like, I don't like saying that, and that is one of the words. But obviously, allegation. His newspaper has spoken to more than 15 people with knowledge of the allegations against the 5 men. The most serious allegation relates to a senior male GB News employee who left his previous role at another media organisation, having been accused of doing this to a junior female colleague. The incident allegedly occurred in a hotel room following after-work drinks in 2021, following which the complainant required extensive external support and then left her job. Oh, P&G, how's it going? The matter was escalated to the company's senior managers, but a human resources investigation ended when the complainant was unable, for medical reasons, to make a statement to police, and the alleged perpetrator left his role and took up a new position at GB News. Too many people are getting away with doing this shit. I hate it. A source with knowledge of the situation said the allegation was credible and detailed and sufficiently serious for the man involved to leave his job. It had a very big impact on the woman in question, and her mental health suffered significantly afterwards, and she was unable to continue in her role. The details of the allegation were known to the people within GB News when the man was given a new job there. So GB News supposedly knew they were hiring a rapist. Jesus Christ. Allegedly, that's why he was. His arrival upset a lot of people. Some said they would quit if they had to work with him, and he ended up being placed into a role where they would not have to share a studio space. Grimes. Oh, hello. Let's have a look at this then. So, Darren Grimes, about a gay GB News presenter. Another GB News controversy centres on the persistent sexual harassment of a junior straight male by gay GB News presenter Darren Grimes. Grimes was said to have swarmed the man with incessant calls, sometimes dozens in a single day, and messages in which he called him Angel and made unwelcome invitations to his hotel room. Now, with that one there, if they had the text messages and everything else, then that guy is just going, you know. So yeah, this is the Byland Times still. Yeah, they got so many more going on. There's going to be so much more. The complainant is said to have been initially reluctant to rock the boat, which again a lot of them actually do, over the alleged harassment, because Grimes claimed to have an influential friendship, not grip, with the CEO Angelus, but was forced to after Grimes allegedly spread false rumours about him in the workplace. Of Grimes, a source speaking on condition of being anonymous told the Byland Times, at first bosses tried to dismiss it as an office crush. But then line managers demanded it be taken seriously. Good. The guy involved was going through the ringer. He nearly had a nervous breakdown. He thought he was going to lose his job for speaking out. It was very stressful. There were tears. Oh, poor dude. Last September, Grimes was removed from his presenting role for around a month, but reinstated after Dan Wootton advocated for him via video call in a misconduct hearing attended by the network's COO, Mark Shipper, and Mick Booker, among others. The attention the lad was getting was full on, a second source told the Byland Times. A complaint was made with evidence. Some of the messages were grim. People who saw them were shocked. But the senior editorial players just couldn't, or wouldn't, see the problem with it. They didn't want to accept there was a problem with their on-screen talent. It was minimised until journalists started threatening to quit their jobs, and then it eventually went to HR. See, this is the problem. This is the biggest problem going now, is, right, oh, we're not going to go there, oh yeah, whatever, we don't want to rock the boat, we don't want to have a go at our on-air talent. I'm sorry, if your on-air talent is doing something like this, it needs to be brought forward. Andrew Luke, if that's Byline, I suspect they would, exactly, yeah. They got quite a bit of, the articles and stuff. True North, we'll say with that one there, Andy was covering yesterday's news today. So the articles that we got is this one by here, and the one that Dan Wootton is being investigated by the police, which is by that one there. So let's have a look if we've got anything on here, actually, anything new. Because imagine they just came out with something else straight away as well. Yeah, no, it's still that one there. So it's still this one, which came out, 44 minutes ago. Nikki, it does sound like Peter passing the ball. It's like, oh yeah, it's almost like the worst game of telephone as well, which is absolutely nuts. But, it's irksome, innit? It's just like, you know? And obviously then it says that because it went to HR in the end, Grimes disappeared from screens for a month, but returned after Wootton, who is GB News' highest paid presenter, was, earning $600,000 a year, spoke up for him. A third confidential source told this newspaper there was a meeting during which Dan strongly argued for Darren to be allowed to continue. Darren had even announced on social media that his show was ending, so there was real surprise when he returned to air. All because of Wootton. The Byland Times understands that the complainant was given a job away from Grimes. The third source added, as far as the complainant went, GB News safeguarding amounting to letting them know by text when Grimes was due to be in the studio so we could avoid him. That's a bit shitty, innit? It's so shitty, this, that part there, Jane, yeah, I saw Andy's video regarding it. It was, the one where he's been fired from him, which is what we did last night. Obviously, being in the UK, always and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, just texting someone to say, oh, he's going to be in the studio, you best leave. That's a bit shitty, innit, It's just so bad. So then you got more by here now, groping and more harassment claims. This newspaper can also reveal how a third male GB News worker left a previously highly paid freelance role accused of groping women at work parties. Fucking, come on, And a fourth GB News employee resigned from a prominent media position, after allegedly inappropriately touching a female colleague many times at a work event before harassing her with calls, texts and emails. And obviously we said by here where the last month where GB News paid a 5-figure sum to an employee who threatened to bring an employment claim in which sexual harassment was alleged against his chief executive, Angelus. This guy as well, with him going on and actually having details of him making people sign non-disclosure agreements because he has harassed them, they just scummed a lot of them, aren't they? It's just come on. You could see why everything now is actually coming a little bit more clearer, because it seems to be that GB News, they just seem to entice these type of people to come and work for him. Their CEO, he's been done for sexual harassment. You got Wootton, all the people we're going through now, it's just nuts. And it goes on to say that he is a married father of 5. He was alleged to have propositioned and declared feelings for a female member of staff in a late-night phone call after work drinks in 2021. Having been rebuffed, he then allegedly undermined and marginalised the woman in her role before she left and got employment lawyers to negotiate a private 5-figure settlement with the channel, which required her to sign a non-disclosure agreement. She felt ostracised, bullied and became psychologically distressed, essentially for turning down someone's advances. A source with knowledge of the case said, in an earlier instalment of this newspaper's investigation into GB News, published the 10th of August, which we have done videos on this, we revealed incidents of alleged racism at the network and told how in separate workplace incidents involving other GB News executives, a woman went on sick leave after allegedly being told she was so ugly she should put a bag on her head and that she should open her legs to win a promotion. That there is literally going back to the 60s and 70s. How they used to say, because my dad tells me about things that happened when he was growing up. It's they'd be women, they're there to be seen, not heard, like children and all this kind of shit. And it's wow, this day and age, saying something like that to someone, it's you're just looking to get fucked and to get out of this place. You're looking to be fired. Rather than taking legal action, she is said to have quietly left her job in disgust. See, she should have took legal action, but again, no. With the psychologically distress and everything else, all these people are probably I just don't want to deal with it, I'm just going. And it's sad. GB News' position is that it doesn't have a toxic workplace culture. I remember that, and now look at it. 12 active investigations as well, remember, folks, from Ofcom. GB News governance questioned. So Dr. Bethany Usher of Newcastle University, author of Journalism and Celebrity and Journalism and Crime, says GB News faces serious questions about its workplace culture. When there are so many serious accusations without serious investigations, then governance of GB News has to be questioned. What are its internal practices around safeguarding, recruitment, and the protection of employees in the workplace? The CEO dude told the House of Commons Culture, Media and Sport Committee that he would monitor the serious allegations about Wootton, stopping short of investigating them when asked about the Bylan Times investigation by its chair Conservative MP, Dame Caroline Dinenage. I'm not a fan of her either, because she was the one along with Victoria Prentice, or Prentice, whatever, I can't remember her name now, Prentice, about the Russell Brand situation, where they put out an actual article, which I'll find now for you actually, on the government website. There we go, Victoria Prentice. No, where is it? Right, so this by here. The Attorney General confirms the requirement not to publish material which could prejudice any potential criminal investigation. I have gone over this on a video on... I had to put it on my second channel and also on Rumble, because my main channel, they were like, yeah, this ain't going out. And I was like, right, okay. And what it is, she said, following the hearing of the Russell Brand thing, the Attorney General said, basically, if you publish anything, you could have contempt of court. Which is like, you can't be in contempt of court if there's no criminal investigation. And obviously there's not against Brand. Yeah, they're looking into it, but they haven't actually said there's an investigation or a criminal one at that. But yeah, with this, she's broken the law for that, and that's what annoys me when she says about all of this, because the Culture, Media and Sport Committee is also the one who sent it to Rumble and everything else. Oh, Laura B, thank you for the super chat. Thank you ever so much. It is, it's absolutely nuts, this is, because going on, as you can see by here, the newspaper can confirm that GB News has not asked to see any of the evidence. If I was owning a news channel and some news company came out and said, we've done a 3-year investigation into your man, I'd be like, let me look at the evidence. Wouldn't you? I'm pretty sure that's literally just, this is it, because the amount of shit that you could be like, oh, well, okay, I'm going to take it. It's like, right, okay, then give me the evidence. I want to have a little look. Oh, thank you, Lorraine. Yeah, the one and only. It is. But, I really like, I want to see that evidence. But he said no. It's like, why wouldn't you? Said, and, we don't want to look at that. Obviously, the catfish fishing, Martin Branning and Maria Joseph, which he used to trick and bribe scores of men into revealing compromising digital images. Angelus told the committee that serious allegations have been made against Wootton, but as far as we are aware, none of these allegations have been admitted or proven by an independent body. GB News continues to monitor the situation. Andrew, you damn be damn. Thank you, mate, for the year 3. Sasha, yeah, it is. It's... Icky is not breaking the law. Dan Wootton broke the law. It is, exactly. Icky and all that kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, it's gross, okay, whatever. People's got their own opinions, but no laws are broken, And obviously with him, with the recording, and not letting them know that they are being recorded, and then distributing it, that is, that's, what was it? That's illegally acquiring something, or is it video footage or something like that? But anyway, and obviously for intended release, voyeurism is another one, blackmail, fraud, because obviously he went against the News UK, the Sun people, paying them from their money. Ugh. The statement came, obviously they're saying, go back by here when he told the committee. The statement came after the announcement of separate probes by Wootton's previous employers, News UK, publisher The Sun and Mail Online, which last week terminated his column. The Bylan Times has also revealed that Wootton rented the social media profiles of male adult film stars, used them to set up personal liaisons with people of interest to Wootton, then supplied them with cameras to secretly record the sessions in hotels and on at least one occasion in their own home. It's like, what the hell, And then you got the Brand debate by here now. So one of the things as well is they've actually lost so many advertising on GB News, which at this moment you can see why. They've got all this stuff going on, the 12 Ofcom investigations. These people do not want to see what's going on. The Brand debate by here as well. The newspaper's investigations and the Lawrence Fox controversy also follows a broadcast by Wootton last week in which he railed against the so-called cancel culture as he led the GB News debate on the matter of Brand's alleged this harassment of women during his media career. 19th of September, Wootton's GB News host, 3 segments addressing the Brand affair, with Wootton strongly criticising the trial by media of Brand and the demonetization of his YouTube channel. Of course, Wootton would be criticising trial by media. That's because this guy is going against. He is having the media against him. Isn't it funny, though, that with Wootton, he did all of this for the past, decade and a half? Let's have a little look-see at something, shall we? So, Dan Wootton. He's saying about the, where was it? Yeah, Wootton say he's strongly criticising the trial by media, okay? All of these is what Dan Wootton has done. These are all his. Flack, sack and whack for ITV. You know, Dermot O'Clair out, in, out, shaking all about. You got down there about Posh Spice. Hollywood HIV panic. She tried to kill me. What, Flack boyfriend told cops. Flack's... See, he plastered that poor woman all over the front page. And he's now going, oh, the trial by media is terrible. No, sorry, buddy. You've been doing this for 10 fucking years. Well, longer, actually. But as you can see, all of this, it's just absolutely crazy. I'm gay and proud and I love my incredible wife. That's what Wootton did. Wasted, yeah, that was one. Where Lily Allen went against him, which this one is, I thought it was actually so good. Lorraine W. Is still open to reopen JD appeal. You can put it into a chat if you want for people to go and do it. Yeah, you can do that, Lorraine. If people want to do it, it'll be there for them. Yeah, Glitter Fox. Yeah, he didn't have a chance to do that because, again, he was actually in New Zealand. But the one thing with Dan Wootton as well, which a lot of people seem to forget, when the actual news broke about Dan Wootton in the 2 weeks leading up to the Byland Times putting it out, obviously you had Alex Truby, and a few others on social media putting these things out. Wootton happened to go back to New Zealand for 2 weeks, you know? And it was exactly at the time when they found out that the police were handed the dossier of all the evidence against him. But yeah, as you can see by here, this is what, Dan Wootton put out. Lily Allen, what a mess, but finally exposed. Medics dashed to Lily Allen unconscious in Party Field. And, she's by this saying, no, while I'm able to take responsibility, I can hand on heart say that a big part of the reason I would get myself into these states was because of the relentless bullying and constant surveillance and scrutiny this man had me under. Which it was. Dan Wootton had so many people being watched. Basically, if they do anything shitty, you let me know and I'll pay you. That's what it is, It's just so bad. Obviously, you got all of these. Mamma Mia, Korea We Go Again. Again, right down there. That one there. There's so many that this guy has done. Dan Wootton denies shocking allegations. Yeah, he would, wouldn't he? Just look at him. Dan Wootton calls Meghan Markle a bitter, self-obsessed Hollywood diva. I'm not a fan of Harry and Meghan. I'm not a fan of the royal family. But even, myself, I can see the shit that Dan Wootton has said about all these people, It's insane. Some of the things this guy put out, like his bizarre column, which was a daily occurrence in the Sun. Just so much shit this guy put out there, Oh, let's get back to the other one now. Sasha, the UK would have to pass a new law in order for them to be able to get an appeal. Yeah, like say, they did the appeal. Even though the 3 judges said, basically, yeah, he didn't really have fair, but then obviously, they're like, but we're not doing it. Because that's what, here in the UK, the way that they work is basically appeals are very hard to get here in the UK. And that's for a lot of stuff, you know? Is that the name of the production? Bizarre. You know, there's so many things. It's just nuts. This man didn't turn up to Johnny Depp court case. No, he didn't. Yeah, he, even though he was the one being sued. That's the thing that really cracks me up. He was the one being sued. And they were just like, yeah, I'm not going to turn up to that. But I really do think he was scared about it. But obviously, you know, going on Wootton, who also has a Facebook page, which Byland Times understands, has earned him in the region. So, oh my Jesus Christ. So, he was earning over £1 million a year because Dan Wootton's Facebook page earns him in the region of 250 grand a year in advertising revenue, for which he has all but ceased to post on since our revelations began on July 17th. Haha, good. Again, because he knows people are just going to be commenting. July 17th hosted a poll in which he asked his viewers whether it was wrong for YouTube to have suspended Brand's income, with 76% of respondents apparently agreeing. In one section, Wootton hosted a live discussion with Megyn Kelly, the American journalist, who was critical of Brand's alleged history, which is said to have included a relationship with a teenager. In another, Wootton grimaced and became angry when writer and broadcaster Anna May Mangan declared that those accused of serious crimes should step back from public-facing roles while they are investigated. Yes! See, Wootton grimaced and became angry when she said they should take a step back. That is exactly what he said about Philip Schofield. But when it's happening to him, guys, what does he do? The dark forces are out to get me. Motherfucker, you're not in Lord of the Rings. You know, this is the problem with a lot of things that this guy's been doing. It just annoys the shit out of me. He's just so two-faced. And he's investigated. However, at no point during the 2-hour show did Wootton declare that he was himself facing his own sexual accusations. If the BBC was responding to allegations of the offences in the same way, then it would rightly be criticised, and GB News would be at the front of that. Very true, the Hugh Edwards situation. When GB News is broadcasting about Philip Schofield, Hugh Edwards, Russell Brand, then it must apply suitable internal scrutiny to allegations affecting itself as a news organisation, or be called out for hypocrisy and double standards. It has a duty of care under employment to look after its staff, which is exactly true. You know, it is. The question here is whether the cultures of some other news organisations, where men have targeted younger colleagues or abused their privileged positions of fame with relative immunity. It also exists at GB News. It does. We've seen it now. Yeah, Sasha, you are 100% correct with that, you know? And to be honest, I don't think Johnny cares now because the one is, they've done the one in America, that was it, like, you know? Oh, and Jenny, thank you for the year's super chat with the little fox going, ha ha. You know, it just annoys the shit out of me. You know, I'm seeing myself by there now. I'm looking down. I need to blow this up, I think. Yeah, my eyes are just getting bad when I get older. Gina, it is. The legal system here in the UK is just... it's just shit, and it's just so bad for certain things. But obviously, finishing the article, it does go on to say about... the question here is whether the cultures of some other news organisations, where men have targeted younger colleagues or abused their privilege, it does also exist at GB News. A credible news organisation would surely seek to tackle these sort of serious issues quickly and transparently. The Byland Times reached out to Darren Grimes to comment on the allegations against him. His legal representative, and directly by phone, messages, and in a hand-delivered letter, but had yet to hear from him at the time of publication. This article will be updated if we do so. A spokesperson for Dan Wootton was contacted for comment. So, yeah, they're not going to answer it anyway, are they? You know, they know exactly what's going on, and they're just not going to do it, you know, which sucks. I will say that, because, you know, it's like, just what the hell do we do? But I'm just so happy that we were able to get on here and bring out the the news, obviously, regarding that Wootton is being investigated by the police. And, you know, I was just going to make a video on it, but I was like, you know what? No, let's get out there, get on live, and we can talk about it amongst ourselves. Because, like I said, we haven't really done a lot of this, you know? Whereas the one... I've lost it. I don't know what I've lost. I think I've lost my brain. Where are you? Where are you, little buggers? There we go. All right, let's get that one up there. But yeah, I'm just going to keep this on the screen because I just think it's great, you know? But yeah, so this is what we got, guys. You know, it's been an interesting couple of hours, I will say. Obviously, we had that whole situation where the article we just read, and obviously this one by here, it still is waiting to just a little bit by there, and obviously they've contacted him, and nothing is currently going on. Andrew, who stands to benefit from Wootton getting away with this some more? Very few, it seems. Patience has run out. Yeah, you know what, mate? I think that's very true. It's the way all this is going on now. Like I say, in the video I did yesterday, people who work for GB News now have supposedly come out and said, obviously, he's gone and all this. He's left the building. But he's thinking of going back to New Zealand. If he's thinking of going back to New Zealand to be around his family, personally, I think that's because here in the UK, he's burned too many bridges. I think that's the problem. And someone said it in chat about Piers Morgan and everything else, which is very, very true. With Piers Morgan, the people who saved Piers Morgan, those bridges are gone. He literally has done so much shit. People are not going to go for him and be like, oh, I want to do this. I'm Dan Wootton. I can bring in tons of stuff for you. No, sorry. That's not how it works. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end it by here, I think. Let's say it's been a great hour. You know, let's say we haven't done this in a while. But guys, thank you ever so much for coming along. I am going to make a video on this, so the articles will be shorter and they'll be on the channel. So make sure you go and watch them. Guys, thank you ever so much for coming along. And if you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. And I shall see you all soon. Bye-bye. Don't worry about this. This was when I was playing Texas Chainsaw.